Hey, don't call us a gang. Now, hold on, Matthews. Don't get us in trouble now. Look, it's too early in the morning. My coffee hasn't kicked in yet. Don't get us in trouble yet. It's too early for that. We are a social organization. We are a club. We are a gathering. I'm trying to think of another good name. Oh, we are a coffee clutch. We're a book club. Okay, we are not a gang. Doug Weinstein said something.
Justice Thurgood Marshall quotes, he's quoting someone else, "New music always sounds loud to old ears." And that's what we've got here. New music always sounds loud to old ears. The state knows that.
New music always sounds loud to old ears. I think we can all agree to that. And it doesn't have to just be music. Trends and fashion and terminologies and the things my kids do seem crazy to me, but that's what they're used to. That's what they do. That's what their cohort does. Now, some of the stuff is just not my stilo, not my flavor, not something that I like. And I do think that lends itself to the discussion, even in the Young Thug case, because everybody that's trying Young Thug is older. Not saying that they can't make a good decision. Not saying that the law should bow because somebody's younger. But let's just be honest. When you see pictures, when you pull up videos and pictures of Young Thug when he was active in the music industry, he might not have been the person you want to rock with. And fashion didn't make sense to me. I'm not a fan of dreadlocks and all that kind of stuff like that. And I really think that's what biased Judge Glanville. Judge Glanville is a clean cut, former military, 30 plus years of military service and such of that nature. And you're dealing with this young guy who makes 8x more than you'll ever make. And you don't like him. And he sings his music that you don't understand. I do think there is a level of bias that comes into that nobody wanted to discuss. Like, you know what? I'm too old to understand this, to be honest with you. So when I hear them talking about guns and violence and stuff like that, I'm only going to throw them in I'm going to throw that into the mix with my bias, with my preconceived, already cemented, archaic, petrified bias toward this type of stuff. And I've said this before. I mean, Young Thug is not somebody necessarily that I'm going to be trying to rock with. I don't do face tattoos. I don't do that type of music. It wasn't my deal, but I don't want him to be treated wrongly because I don't like his appeal. And we've seen a lot of people do that. And so back to the motion hearing, this is pre-trial. So this is like I want to say this is like a week before they started. So this is a long time before this trial kicked off. So this is like October of last year. I'm sorry, it was November of last year. Please forgive me. Back to the case. Doug Weinstein said that, and I really think that's something that people are missing. We're probably older. I'm 20 years older than Young Thug, right? So I'm old Thug. That being the case, I recognize that I don't understand this genre of music, but I also don't understand this person. And I would be a fool to say I understand him. Therefore, coming from my context of being born 2 decades before this man was ever thought of, that I can properly articulate and understand what he's doing. That's not a good look. Even though I was raised in the gangster rap era, I still would not say that I understand what they're doing and that this music, that it makes sense. And I don't think people were treating that correctly and fairly. Y'all will see that. I'm going to start dropping those videos, but they're kind of long. So they'll probably be around this weekend because there's a lot of them and they're long. So hold tight. But I just thought that was really interesting. And in my opinion, super biased about how we deal with old ears and new music. I don't think we're treating it fairly. I don't know if we're in the Twilight Zone. We're in the Outer Limits. I didn't like that show. I did like the Twilight Zone though.
This door with the key of imagination.
Y'all, this is, I mean, if this was, again, this was a dispute about HOAs. I watched this crazy video about this HOA president today. It was bananas, right? If it was a dispute about that, this would be really funny. Or if it was a dispute about, whose tree is, who's responsible to chop down the tree and, that fell during the storm, that would be really interesting. But these are human beings' lives. And that's the part that I just really think we're missing. We're not keeping in mind that these are humans. We're not talking about trees. We're not talking about HOA covenant agreements. We're talking about humans that are going to lose their lives in jail. And this woman has the audacity. Y'all, is about to get loud. So I'm just going to tell everybody to drop their volume on their things. I'm going to move back from the microphone. This woman has the audacity to wear that yellow raincoat up in here looking like a hot banana, but she doesn't care enough to prepare herself to kill Black men. She got the audacity to be up in here with that Mickey Mouse tin can microphone trying to put men in jail, dare I say, have them put to death because she can't determine whether or not something was on Instagram or doggone TikTok. Judge Whitaker, do the right thing. This is insane. This is insane. At what point did it come to my house? Dude, you too loud, man. You over here talking this craziness. We gonna need you to go on down there to Rice Street, Jason. What stops them? They're sitting there copping your phone, talking about you took a picture outside the car, now you're in RICO. We saw the car at the Quick Trip, now you're going to jail. At what point do we get upset about this? At what point do we say, yeah, you know what? This is not going to go. Is there a point? I'm looking for it. Just like y'all looking for RICO, I'm looking for it. At what point do we say, hey, you know what? This is not cool. I don't know if Young Thug did it. And you know why? Because you've done a piss poor job of doing your job. So we don't know. You're sitting there holding the doggone jury hostage. I mean, these poor men and women are hostage, getting $25 a day. They can't even afford a gallon of gas, and y'all showing them the doggone gas station. They're like, boy, I sure wish I could go to the gas station. I only get $25 a day. But y'all can't do your job. Paige Whitaker, do your job. End this foolishness. This is insanity. I've been trying all day to be like, yeah, this is a joke. This is a joke. This is a joke, right? This is a Saturday Night Live skit, right? This is a skit, right? I'm sorry, this is real. And there's really people that are going to die because of what we're watching today. Let that sink in. This is a snuff film. This is not justice. There ain't no justice anywhere by here. Justice ain't even in the zip code. Doggone it, justice ain't even in the solar system of this foolishness that's going on Pryor Street. This is ridiculous. Yeah, y'all, some people probably not going to like what I'm about to say. We're watching Black women try to kill Black men. Catch me outside. I'll be outside if you want to fight me. I don't care. Call me, tell me where you're at, we'll fight. But we're watching Black women bend over backwards, do everything they can to put Black men in jail. But then you got the audacity to talk about gangs and the lack of parenting and male influence in our communities, but you're trying to put them in jail. This is ridiculous. This is whole bona fide. This is what we allow. We should not allow this. This should not be allowed to continue. I don't know, letter writing campaigns, fly the Goodyear blimp around that joint, get Woody to speed around in an ATV around Pryor Street. I don't know what needs to happen, but what needs to happen is that this needs to end. This is nasty work right here. This is insane. And I'm praying and hoping that Judge Whitaker does the right thing. But we're talking about you want to kill a man. This is something I can't understand. How you just want to kill a man. Like you just want Jeffrey in jail. And we know Rice Street is dang near saying you want the man dead. For what? And nobody can tell me for what. Nobody can tell me what he's done. Now you can tell me, you can conjecture, you can project out there. And I've said this before. My name is Jason. I've never listened to anything by Young Thug. I don't know. I couldn't have told you a Young Thug song to save my life. If it was my life or a Young Thug song, hey, let me tell you where my suits are. And here's my favorite bow tie. They're back.